Miffy read that in some fairy tales, a fairy could give you 3 wishes. She wondered what she would wish for if a fairy granted her 3 wishes. My first wish would be that my mother and father would love me forever, she said. But she already knew that her mother and father would love her forever. So she tried to think of another wish. She decided to go for a walk. She was sure that she could think better while she was walking. There was Snuffy, who was, as always, very happy to see Miffy. "Do you want to come along with me?" asked Miffy. While they were outside walking, Miffy and Snuffy met Aggie, who had her arm in a sling. "Hello, Aggie," said Miffy. "What happened to your arm?" "I fell down while I was roller skating," said Aggie, "and I hurt it." "I wish that your arm gets better soon," said Miffy. "Thank you, Miffy," said Aggie. That was Miffy's first wish. "If my wish is magic, Aggie's arm will be better tomorrow," she thought as she waved goodbye to her friend. As Miffy and Snuffy walked towards the forest, it began to rain. Miffy hadn't remembered to take an umbrella on her walk. "Oh dear," said Miffy. "I wish it would never rain and always be sunny." Miffy was surprised when it quickly stopped raining and the sun came out. "I've wasted my second wish," she said. "If there is only sunshine and no rain, the trees won't grow." Now she had only one wish left. "My last wish would be for something very nice," she said to Snuffy. Miffy thought and thought as she walked along, looking around and trying to think of something important to wish for. She walked through a field full of flowers. Miffy thought about her mother and wanted to pick some flowers to bring home to her. "But my mother likes yellow flowers best," she told Snuffy. "I see lots of red flowers and lots of blue flowers. Shall I use my last wish to find some yellow flowers?" Just around the bend, there was a whole field of lovely yellow flowers. "Now I can use my last wish for something else," said Miffy. "I will wish for an ice cream." Miffy picked a lovely bunch of flowers for her mother. "Having 3 wishes is a wonderful thing," said Miffy as they began walking home. When Miffy gave Mother Bunny the bunch of yellow flowers, she was very happy. "Oh, Miffy," she said, "these are lovely. They are my favourite yellow flowers." "I saved my last wish for a nice ice cream," said Miffy. "Do you know what I wish for? I wish that my little Miffy will always be just as sweet as she is now." And she gave Miffy a big, squeezy bunny hug. Then Mother Bunny went into the kitchen and gave Snuffy a nice bowl of fresh water, and Miffy an ice cream. Holiday time had arrived. When the school term was over, Miffy and her mother and Father Bunny were ready to go on their holiday. Miffy looked at a map so that she could see where they were going. One year they went to the seashore. This year they would go to the mountains. Mother Bunny said, "We must pack our warm clothes." "Why is that, Mother?" asked Miffy. "It's summertime." "You will see, Miffy. Perhaps you will be surprised." Father Bunny made sure their car was safe for the long mountain trip. Off they went. over beautiful hills, through the woods, and then up into the mountains. Miffy noticed that as they got higher, it became colder. When they stopped to look out at a wonderful view, they all put on their warm clothes. As they drove even higher, Miffy started to see patches of snow on the ground. "That's strange," said Miffy. "Snow in summertime? Now do you see, Miffy? The higher in the mountains you are, the colder it is. On some very high mountains, there is snow all year long," said Mother Bunny. When they arrived at the very top of the mountain, there was snow everywhere. "Can we play with the snow, like in winter time?" asked Miffy. "Well, why don't we find out?" said Father Bunny. Miffy and her parents made a snowman. Then they had fun throwing snowballs. Soon it was time to go back down the mountain again. As they drove lower and lower, it began to get warmer again. Finally, they arrived at the shore of a beautiful lake. "Here is where we will spend our holiday," said Mother Bunny. "Look, Miffy, there's something waiting for you." "Another surprise!" shouted Miffy. "First the snow, and now the boat! What a wonderful holiday!" As her mother started to make preparations for their camping site, Miffy and her father went to the boat. They climbed into the boat and went off for a nice boat trip around the lake. When they returned, Miffy saw that Mother Bunny had made a campfire and a delicious picnic supper. "This really is a wonderful holiday." Every morning, Miffy looked out of her window and watched for the post bunny. She hoped that one day a letter or a postcard might come for her. Mother Bunny said, "Why don't you go and see if there's any post today, Miffy?" Miffy went to the front door to have a look, and there was some post. She picked it up and carried it to the kitchen table. "Well, here's this morning's newspaper," said Mother Bunny. "And here is a letter for me from your Auntie Alice. And look, Miffy, here is a pretty postcard addressed to you from your friend Melanie." "How exciting!" said Miffy. Her friend Melanie was on holiday with her parents. The postcard had a pretty postage stamp on it. "Look, Mother, here are some little pictures that Melanie drew herself." "Melanie has drawn a sun on the postcard," said Miffy. "That means they are having lovely weather. And next to the sun, she has drawn some wavy lines like water. That means they are swimming in the ocean. Look, there is even a picture of a brightly coloured fish." "Yes," said Miffy's mother. "Melanie is a clever little bunny. Her next drawing is a smiling face. so that means they are having a happy time. And look! She has drawn a little picture of herself, so you know that it really is from Melanie. I would like to send a postcard back to Melanie, and I will draw a picture of me on it, said Miffy. Here is a postcard you can use, said Miffy's mother. You can also draw some other pictures on it for Melanie. Why don't you draw a picture of our little house? So Miffy took the postcard and her pencil outside and looked carefully at her house. Yes, she thought, my drawing looks just like our house. Then Miffy wanted to draw a flower on her postcard. So she went into her garden where a lovely flower was growing. She looked at the flower very carefully and then she drew a picture of it on the postcard. Just then a butterfly landed on the flower and Miffy quickly drew a picture of the butterfly. Then Miffy went back inside to finish her drawings. She drew a picture of herself and Melanie. That will show Melanie how much I like her, Miffy thought. Miffy coloured her drawings. She gave the White House a red roof, red shutters and a green window. She made the flower red and the leaves green. She coloured the butterfly yellow. She left the drawing of herself white and coloured the drawing of Melanie brown. They looked very pretty together. Miffy put a stamp on her postcard. Then she walked to the postbox and carefully pushed her postcard into the postbox. When she walked home, Miffy thought, the post is a wonderful thing. We can be together with our friends, even when we are far away from each other. And indeed, Melanie was delighted with her postcard. It was autumn. Leaves were falling and clouds were gathering. Miffy was playing outside with her ball, when suddenly it started to rain heavily. Before her dress got wet, she ran into her house. If you want to play outside, Miffy, you must wear your coat, her mother said. Miffy put on her coat. Just when she was going outside again, Barbara Bear knocked at the door. It has stopped raining, Mrs. Bunny. Can Miffy come to the woods with me, please? We can look for beautiful autumn leaves to make decorations. That sounds like a lovely thing to do, Barbara. But it might rain again, so be sure that Miffy wears her coat. It was good fun looking for pretty leaves with Barbara. They found some yellow leaves, some red leaves, and some brown leaves. These will make beautiful decorations, said Barbara. Look, the sun has come out again, and it's getting warm. We can hang up our coats on this tree branch while we go to look for more leaves. Soon their baskets were full of pretty leaves. Are you thirsty from all that work, Miffy? Asked Barbara. Let's go to my house. I have some cool lemonade we can drink. They went inside Barbara's wooden house. Just as they were drinking their lemonade, Miffy looked out of the window and saw that it was raining again, very heavily. Oh dear! Our coats, said Barbara. They're still outside, hanging on that tree branch. They will be completely soaked. We will be completely soaked if we go out to get them, said Miffy. Don't worry, Miffy, said Barbara. I have an umbrella that is big enough to cover both of us. Under Barbara's umbrella, they ran to the tree where their coats were hanging. They were dripping wet. I can't put on my coat, said Miffy. How will I get home? My mother will be angry if my dress gets wet too. I will walk home with you, Miffy, said Barbara. My umbrella will keep us dry." The two friends were still nice and dry when they reached Miffy's house. Miffy wondered what her mother would say when she saw that Miffy had come home without her coat. When Mother Bunny saw them under the umbrella, she was pleased that Miffy had not got wet in the rain. "Miffy, where is your coat?" "I'm sorry, my coat is soaking wet," said Miffy, "and I left it hanging on a tree branch." "That's all right, Miffy," said Mother Bunny. "You can go and fetch your coat when it stops raining." "Thank you, Barbara, for keeping Miffy dry with your umbrella. Come in and have some tea." After tea, it was still raining. Miffy and Barbara looked at all the pretty leaves they had collected. "What shall we make with all of our leaves?" asked Miffy. "As it's still raining," said Barbara, "how about a rain hat?" "Yes," said Miffy. "And as I don't have my coat, I will make a rain cape." Soon Barbara had a fabulous rain hat, and Miffy had a colourful cape. They ran outside and were surprised to find that it had finally stopped raining. "Come on, Miffy, now that the sun is shining, let's go and collect our coats." "OK," said Miffy. "And this time we shall bring the umbrella, the new hat and the new cape, just in case it starts to rain again." One bright day, the doorbell at Miffy's house rang. Grandpa and Grandma Bunny had come to visit. "Hello, Miffy," said Grandma Bunny. "We thought we would come and visit you in your house, but as it is such a lovely warm day, we thought we could take you to the beach instead." "Oh, how wonderful!" shouted Miffy. "I would love to show you the beach." "What a nice idea," said Mother Bunny. "I will pack you a nice lunch so you can have a picnic. And you can tell Miffy what the beach was like when you were young." Father Bunny said, "I will drive you to the beach in our car." So off they went in Father Bunny's car. When they arrived, Grandpa Bunny said, "When we were young, we used to make castles in the sand. Perhaps we can make some more today." "Yes," said Father Bunny. "I remember making sandcastles too. We can all make some together." "I did it too," said Grandma Bunny. "I remember that the sand had to be wet." So Miffy picked up her bucket and went down close to the water. She filled the bucket with wet sand and brought it up to where the others were sitting. Miffy had to do it many times because it took a lot of sand to make a proper castle. How beautiful it was! And just as the castle was finished, along came Melanie, Miffy's bunny friend. "Would you like to play ball with me, Miffy?" asked Melanie. "Oh, yes," said Miffy. "Don't go too far," said Father Bunny. "You might get lost." "We won't get lost, Father," said Miffy, "because we know that you will be where the sandcastle is." So Miffy and Melanie ran off, kicking the ball along the beach. Soon, they were quite far away. Meanwhile, the water was slowly rising up the beach. "Oh dear," said Grandma Bunny. "The water is coming very close to our sandcastle. We'd better move back a bit." And sure enough, the water soon came up and washed away the whole castle. Miffy and Melanie were tired, and they started to go back. "Where is your family, Miffy?" asked Melanie. I can't see them. Don't worry, Melanie, said Miffy. They are right by our sandcastle. But Miffy looked and looked, and she didn't see the sandcastle. She didn't know that the seawater had washed it away. She and Melanie walked and walked along the beach. Where is that castle? Said Miffy. Maybe we really are lost, Melanie. Miffy, Melanie, we're here. The sea came up and washed our castle away. It's nice that our houses are not made of sand, said Miffy. They were all very happy to be together again.
Miffy, 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 run! With her friends she's having fun. Snuffy, Grunty, Boris Bear, Poppy Pig,